सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। शुकासारिखे पूर्णवैराग्यजाचे वसिष्ठा परिज्ञानयोगेश्वराचे कवी वाल्मिका सारिखा मान्य ऐसा नमस्कार माझा तया रामदासा। गणाधीश जो ईश सर्वा गुणांचा मुळारंभ आरंभ तो निर्गुणाचा नमो शारदा मूळ चत्वारवाचा गमो पंथ आनंत या राघवाचा। जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ। One of the main obstacles in our path to realization is our own ego. As long as ahankara, this ego exists, we cannot realize our true self. Why? Because ego by nature is misunderstanding, wrong understanding of oneself. So as long as I have misunderstanding, I cannot have clear-cut right understanding. So here we are not necessarily talking about ego in the sense of pride. That is even worse. That is ego becoming something more. But ego by itself, ahankara, identification, the one who says I, one who says body is me, mind is me, senses are me, prana is me. Saying this, I, that ego itself is an obstacle. When this ego becomes pride, it becomes a greater obstacle. Why? Because, explained in the last session, ahanta gune sarvahi dukkha hote. When you get into this kind of pride, everything gets spoiled. So, ahanta gune sarvahi dukkha hote. Because of ahankara, everything becomes dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. Mukhe bolile jnanate vyartha jate. Whatever we say with our speech, that knowledge gets wasted. Means, it is good that you have got that knowledge. It is good that you have heard it from somebody, understood it, kept it in your mind. Or, it is good that you yourself have thought about it and has come up with it. But the moment you say it out loud, it goes wasted. Why? Because the moment you say it with that attitude of ego, that knowledge creates negativity, that is impurity. Knowledge is supposed to remain pure. How will it remain pure? When it remains inside, or it comes outside, not with ego, but with humility of reflection, humility of sharing, humility of this is for me, not that I am doing some seva or something great for other people. Oh, ignorant ones, come here, I will give you knowledge. Not with that attitude. Ahanta gune sarvahi dukkha hote. Sukhi rahata sarvata sukha. If you remain happy, then you will see everything starts to change. Ahanta tuji tuchi shodu nipaya. And therefore, this ego of yours, this pride of yours, you yourself have to purify it. Shodhata. Here, shodu nepahe. Here, to do shodha. Shodha word in Sanskrit also means to purify. Not just to search, but to purify. Right? Ahanta gune niti sandi viveke. What all other things happen because of this ego? You go away from the path of right. Niti marga, dharma marga, whatever is to be done, you will go away from it. Why? Because of your vanity, because of your pride, because of your ego. And you know what will happen? Aniti bale shlagyata sarvaloki. Even people will applaud you. Guruji, Swami Tejamanand says one very beautiful thing. He says, often fearlessness is confused with foolishness or shamelessness. Often fearlessness is confused with foolishness or shamelessness. In school, when we used to go and when we used to do something which we are not supposed to do, either we were foolish or we were shameless. What is the difference between foolishness and shamelessness? Foolishness means I don't know that it is wrong and I am doing it. Shamelessness means I know it is wrong, still I am doing it. You know what I did yesterday? What did you do? I sat on the first bench in the class and I ate tiffin when class was going on. Now, to eat tiffin when class is going on, when the teacher is teaching, is wrong. That foolishness or shamelessness we portray as fearlessness. See, I am not afraid. That is not called as fearlessness. That is called either foolishness if you don't know that it is wrong, or shamelessness if you know and still doing it. Ego will make foolish mistakes of mine also and call it as fearlessness. We all have done all these things. We don't have to look anywhere outside. We ourselves have done all these things. When we became young, little elder, then bike, wee. I just did not stop at red signal only, and I went. That day it was telling that 60 only is limit. I went up to 100. This is called shamelessness now. Now it cannot be even called as foolishness because you have got driving license. If you have. If you don't have driving license, then foolishness for sure. But knowing that it is wrong, you do it. This is what ego makes you do. Not only it makes you do wrong things, but it makes you support those wrong things. And you say, no, it was correct only. You start supporting your wrongdoings. And people also start to applaud your wrongdoings. Then you will never know that you are doing wrong. Therefore, be very, very careful. Pride will make you do all these things. Pari antari sarvahi sakshayate. You can fool outside people and give clarification of how you are right. But in your mind, inside, you know you have done wrong. Pramanantare buddhi sanduni jate. But because you are confused about what is right, what is wrong at that time, you will do wrong thing and support it by saying, yes, this is right. You understand? This is what pride will make you do. Therefore, be very careful. Then, Samarth Ramdas Swami starts the topic of, again he comes back by saying that if you want to get rid of ego, have satsang. See, his solution for everything is satsang. You don't know what to do? Have satsang. You want to start on the spiritual path? Go and have company of noble people. If you want to intensify your devotion to Bhagavan, have satsang. If you want to understand what exactly is that reality, have satsang. For whatever we may be doing, whether it is the path of action, karma yoga, path of devotion, bhakti yoga, or path of knowledge, satsang is entry into every single path. Not only entry, but you will go forward also because of satsang. देहे बुद्धीचा निश्चयो दृढ झाला, देहातीत ते हित सांडीत गेला, देहे बुद्धी ते आत्मबुद्धी करावी, सदा संगती सज्जनाची धरावी. He says, when your identification with body becomes stronger, you start to go away from the realization path. Why? Because dehatita te sandita gela. You will not even understand something is beyond this body. To take care of the body, to make this body happy, to be proud of what body you have got, whole time will go in this only. Dehe buddhi te atma buddhi karavi. What you should do? Remove deha buddhi and replace it with atma buddhi. Means what? Change I am body to I am the self. I am not the body, I am the self. Make this change. How? Sada sangati sajjanachi dharavi. Be in the company of noble people. Satsanga is like a mirror. When we are doing something wrong, it will show me mirror so that I can correct myself. In satsanga, I will know how much importance I am giving to body, mind, senses, and everything associated with that. I have to stop doing that. Mane kalpila vishayo sodavava. Whatever is imagined by the mind, those outer objects, pleasures of the world, give it up. Mane deva nirgunato olakhava. Use that mind to recognize that Lord, that Bhagavan, that Ishvara, that Antaryami. One who is present, ante. Ante means inside. Ante sthitvayamayati. One who sits inside and controls. Bhagavan Ishvara is not somewhere else. He is right there in each one of us. So use your mind to recognize that Ishvara within. Not Ishvara somewhere outside. Ishvara within. That is that Nirguna Ishvara, which is there as Atma, as Paramatma in all of us. It is not even in all of us. We are all that. Recognize that. Olakhava. Mane kalpita kalpanate saravi. Give up this kind of imagination that the mind is going to have. Sada sangati sajjanachi dharavi. And for all these things, what you must do? Satsanga. And the last verse that we saw in the last session, Dehadika prapanchaha chintiyela pariyantari lobha nischita tela hari chintane mukti kanta karavi sada sangati sajjananchi dharavi. Dehadika prapancha. This entire samsara that we have started. I hope I have explained to you before also. There is a difference between Jagat and Samsara. Remember the difference between Jagat and Samsara? Jagat is the world created by Ishvara, by Bhagavan, the world that is created. On top of his creation, we have created our own world. That is called as Samsara. The problem is not with his creation, the problem is with our creation on top of his creation. Example. This is a watch, and watch is part of his creation. But I have made this as my watch. The moment this becomes my watch, then the problem will be starting. As long as this was just some watch, there was no problem. When this becomes my watch, the problem starts. Then it must give me joy, right? When I don't find my watch, then I am sad. When somebody takes it away, I am more sad. When somebody destroys, I am most sad. Why? Because it is my watch. Somebody's watch, somebody else takes, I don't care. We say also, don't touch my things. Between you, do whatever you want. Your things you want to take, take. Your things, you, that person will take. Don't touch my things. You see how much clear is this distinction? So Jagat is his creation. Samsara or Prapancha, what is said here is our creation on top of that Jagat. Problem is with our samsara, that which we have expanded. Not just my body, my mind, my intellect, not just that. Now, my husband, my wife, my children, my mother, my father. Little more, my institution, my company. Little more, my school, my college. Little more, my state, my community, my country. Everything is my. This is how we have expanded. Pari antari lobha nishchita tela. Now when you are immersed in this kind of world, then lobha will be there. I want more. Something that is other persons also should become my. I have my wife, but others' wife also should become my wife. I have my bungalow, but others' bungalow also should become my bungalow. Others' house, others' car. Isn't it? Why only they are getting, we should also get. So protest. Very good. Lobh will not end. Greed will not end. On the contrary, what we must do? We must use our mind to realize that which is beyond all these nonsense of the world of objects. Hari Chintane, by remembering Hari, Bhagavan Vishnu, Mukti Kanta Karavi, we must make liberation as our wife. Mukti Kanta Karavi. Don't desire for wife outside. Make liberation as your wife. Mukti Kanta Karavi. Sada Sangati Sajjananchi Dharavi. For that, you must have company of noble people. Now, he continues further. Let us read. Verse number 166. Ahankara vistarala dehacha स्त्रिया पुत्र मित्रादिके मोहत्यांचा बळे भ्रांती हे जन्म चिंता हरावी सदा संगती सज्जनाची धरावी. जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. He says, अहंकार विस्तारला या देहाचा. देहाचा अहंकार विस्तारला. Now you started by saying, this is my body. Then you said, I am body. Then you said, body's father is my father. Body's mother is my mother. Body's sister is my sister. Body's brother is my brother. Isn't it? Body's place of birth is my birthplace. The school in which body went became my school. See, Striya, Putra, Mitra, Adike. How have I expanded my samsara? First I was deluded about who I am. So I thought I am this body. Now all the things which are connected to body, I have got attachment towards all of them. Mohatyansa. Now here I have got attachment to all of them. Actually I have no connection with all of them. They are all connected to body. Correct or no? Veggie. Ha, ji. What? Today is my birthday. Acha. Birthday? What is birthday? Wait, you don't know what is birthday? Birthday means this was the day I was born. Who was born? The body was born and I start celebrating my birthday. And we don't stop there. You know what happened? My best friend did not even remember my birthday. My husband doesn't remember my birthday. I have to remind him. You called me. How are you? All okay? Yeah, but why are you asking all okay? You should say happy birthday to me. Why? Today is my birthday. Husband says, oh really? Today is your birthday. What kind of husband I have got which he doesn't remember my birthday? Body's birthday has become my birthday. Body's mother, father, brother, sister, friends, husband, wife, children has become mine. Samsara is dangerous because it keeps on expanding. Think about it. When we go from one city to another city because of some reason, okay, because of sometimes work or because of children's education, many reasons can be there. When we go there to that new city, initially first few days you don't know anybody. But wait for some more time, then your entire praja has become yours. How it was before in previous place, you had your best friends and your kitty party circles and this circle and that circle and everything. You will go and have it there itself. New city, now new people, everything. It will take some time, but in some time everything will. Why? We have that habit. Anywhere we go, we expand. We expand. But in this, what has happened? What I am actually not, I have misunderstood myself to be that. And therefore, I am not the body, but I think I am the body. And from this arises all other things which are connected to body as my things. Ahankara vistarala. Bade bhranti he janma chinta haravi. This bhranti, this delusion should be removed. Why? Because it is the cause of all our problems. Let us think little more on this. This is an important point. Sometimes in our sleep, we dream that we have family. Okay? Not the family that we actually have in real life, but we dream of some imaginary family. Somebody is there as my husband or wife or children or this, that, etc. I am Brahmachari, in real life Brahmachari, but in my dream I can have children. No problem. Now, suppose I take that seriously and after getting up start to search for my wife and my children. It will be a disaster. Correct? I tell you, this is still okay. A brahmachari dreaming that you have, I have family is okay. You all grihasthas, if you dream that you are brahmacharis or sannyasis in your dream, then continue it after waking up, it's a bigger disaster. Suddenly, sir, your child comes in front of you and you say, who child? Whose child? There is no child. I do not have any child. I am that sannyas. It will become a blunder. Now the point is, my dream family, how much ever real I experienced, as long as the dream was going on, the moment I wake up, I realize that that was not real. Isn't it? And I give it up. I don't start to search for it. That family or that house which I saw in my dream to be mine, I don't get up and start searching for which was the house, which house. I don't go in search of it. Why? Because I know it was not real. But somehow we have believed that all these things are real. In Puranas, especially in Bhagavat Purana, there is one very beautiful story. I won't go in detail of the entire story. I will tell you the main point of the story. One king was there. He had a young son, and that young son died. See, death of a child is very, very difficult to go through. Death of somebody aging, somebody elderly, you have somehow accepted that yes, they are going to die. But somebody younger to you, especially your child, etc., which is, like a kid, like a baby, very difficult. So the king could not manage with this sorrow, and therefore he was lamenting. And you see, he is a king. He is supposed to take care of the entire kingdom. So one day when he was in shock, he was in sorrow, he was in deep depression, Naradji came to him. And when Naradji came to him, he came for consoling that it's okay, such things happen, now you have to go forward, you have to move forward, Prarabdha is like this, according to Prarabdha, all these things he told. But king was like, no, I don't want to know anything. I got that son after so much of karma, etc. I had done so many putra kamishti yaga and this and that, and it was not easy, and he was so young and he passed away. You do whatever, you are a great Devarshi, you do whatever, you bring him back. Naradji said, but he is dead, he is gone. No, you have power, you bring that jiva back. So Naradji says, okay, for you, I will bring that jiva back. But whatever happens after that, that's not my responsibility. I am warning you, do not go for it. Don't ask for all the such things. He says, no, I want to meet my son, I want to meet my son. Naradji brings back that jiva, not in physical form, but just jiva where he can hear. And when the father says, please come back, I am your father, the jiva asks, which father? Huh? Which father means? Jiva says, I had so many births. In so many different births, I had so many different people as my father. In one of the birth, I was your father. In which birth are you talking about? In the grand scheme of things, all the people and objects that we are attached to are nowhere. They are so insignificant. Think of it. Think of it. What we consider, forget about this grand scheme of things and many births, etc. What we considered as the most important possession of ours in childhood, we don't even remember that today. You remember when somebody came and gave us some gift? Some gun somebody gave, or some doll, some teddy bear, something they gave. The moment we got that gift, we were not ready to give it to anybody, not even to our own mother, father, nothing. You don't touch, don't touch. So you will go wherever you are going, you will go with that. You want to eat also, you will sit with that. You want to sleep, you will sleep with that. Where is that object now? Where is it? Which you thought that is the most important object of your life and you can't live without it. Where is it now? Please think how many people at different points of time we thought are most important people in my life. Without them I can't live, and without them also we have lived. True or no? True or no? Then why do we still have the attachment with the people and objects right now with us? Why can't we understand that this is just time? Right now I may feel that this is most important, this is like this. Time. In few minutes, few hours, few months, few years, I will forget all these things. What is the important thing in this? Why should I waste my time on things which are not going to be with me forever? The only thing which has always remembered with me, which has always remained with me, is my own self. Why don't I spend time with that self? Why don't I try to realize that self? Isn't that most important thing? So after saying that do not expand your samsara into all these things, this is all Brahma. This is all because of delusion. You are thinking as something else, You are thinking body is you. Now when you say body is you, then everything connected with body becomes yours. Give up all these kind of nonsense expansion. Then what should I do? Next verse he explains, verse 167. बरा निश्चयो शाश्वताचा करावा म्हणे दास संदेह तो विसरावा घडीने घडी सार्थकाची धरावी सदा संगती सज्जनांची धरावी जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. He says, bara nishchayo shashvatacha kara. If you want to have firm conviction about something, determination about something, you want to do something, shashvata. Go for that which is eternal, which is non-changing, which is going to remain permanently with us. And that is the only thing, the self. Everything other than self will leave us, including this body, which we think right now as mine or me. This body also will leave us. Body is there with us because of prarabdha. When prarabdha is over, this body will no way remain as my body. It will not remain. Then why am I spending so much of time for it? Please don't go to other extremes saying that anyways all these people are not going to be there. No, idiot people, you all are idiot. Don't get out of my house. My house, your house is also not yours. Don't start saying that Ved told in the class, nobody is mine, you all are going to not be there, therefore I don't care about all of you. Don't go and do all this nonsense. Why? Because this is not for outside. This is for us, for our mind. Why are we spending more time on it? That doesn't mean I don't have to take care of the body. Why? Because only when I take care of the body, I can think about the self. If I don't take care of the body, even the self, I will not be able to remain with. Why? Because then again I will be born, again I will have so many problems that I will forget the self. Now that I have got this opportunity where I have got little bit of knowledge of spirituality, I must use my body for good actions. I must take care of my body as much as it is required. Not pamper it and do this or that. But whatever is required, I must do. I must take care of the family as much as it is required. Not go overboard and get attached to it. But what is required, I must do. Why? Because only when I do that, I will be able to remember and spend time with the self. Please understand the balance. Don't go to any extreme. Just because nobody is going to remain, therefore, from today onwards, I am not going to talk to anybody. No, if you can manage, very good. But then don't cry after some time that nobody is calling me. Yeah, you decided that you are not going to talk to anybody. Now why you want everybody else to call you? But Vedji, they should understand. No, why should they understand? Do you understand? No. Then why should they understand? Spirituality is only for matured people. You can't do immature things and expect that I am progressing spiritually. No. So maturity is what? To understand that what is Shashwata, what is permanent, what is it that is going to remain. My association with my Bhagavan, my Ishtadevata has been always there. He is one who has always remained with me. Don't you think that that is my primary relationship? Through many births, even when I have changed all other things, different mother, different father, different brother, different sister, different friends, different wife, different husband, different children, everything has changed in different births. One thing that has remained same is me and my Bhagavan. That's it. Don't you think that should become the primary relationship now? That should become first. Then everything else. Greatness of Mirabai was, for her, Krishna was first and Krishna was the only. All other, her husband was there, she took care of her husband, she did all her duties, but primary relationship and the only relationship is with Krishna. Is with Bhagavan Shri Krishna. She did not care about anybody. Duty did. Taking care of in-laws, taking care of the family, taking care of husband, duty did. But where is the heart? Heart is with Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Why? Eternal friendship it is. Shashwata it is. So, bara nishchayo shashwatacha karava. Mane dasa, Ramdas Swami is saying, I am telling what? Sandeha to visarava. Give up all other kinds of doubts, whether he is there or not, whether he will take care of me or not, whether realization will happen for me or not. Is there something called as realization or not? Is there Brahman or Brahman is also not there? Don't get into all these doubts now. Already everything is clarified. Have nishchaya, have faith, hold on to it. Then what? Ghadi ne ghadi sarthakachi dharavi. Spend every single moment for your benefit spiritually. Every single moment. So even when you have to finish some work at home, which is part of your duty, you do it. Nobody is saying no. But while doing that, remember, this is part of duty to fulfill my ultimate duty of realization. Even when you have to feed the body and bath the body and you have to take care of the body and cut nails and which have grown and cut hair, everything you will have to do. But all through you have to remember, this is for what? Ghadi ne ghadi sarthakachi dhara. Sada sangati sajjananchi dharave. For all this, you will need to have satsanga. Now, Vedji, I know I don't understand this only. I understand all the previous 3 lines, but why are you bringing satsanga again into it? Or without that, how will we know that we have to do all these things? If we did not have satsang with Ramdas Swami's thoughts, how will we know? If we did not have satsang where such saints are explaining these things, how will we even think about it? Satsang will strengthen our focus on the spiritual path. So when I have decided something that I am going to do, satsang, what will it do? It will strengthen that for me. That I become more and more focused. Whenever I start to see somewhere else, that satsang will pull my attention back to the point. What is the point now? Don't live in this vanity. Don't go on expanding your me and my, I and my. Focus on what is permanent. Shashvata. This is what in Jnana Marga is called as Viveka. Nitya, Anitya, Vastu, Viveka. Where you understand Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. There is only one thing permanent, and that is Brahman. That is my own self. Everything other than that is anitya, is impermanent. And then what? What is impermanent? Give up the attachment to it. Vairagya. Next stop. Next. Sadhana Chatushtaya. Next point. After Viveka comes Vairagya. This you focus on. Very interestingly, in Tattvabodha, etc., when Bhagavan Shankaracharya explains this sadhana chatushtaya, Viveka, Vairagya, etc. And if you analyze Viveka, how Viveka rises, the cause for Viveka is Satsanga. We had seen earlier, Tulsidas ji also mentions the same thing. Binu Satta Sanga Viveka na hoi. Rama Kripa Binu Sulabha na soi. Without Satsanga, Viveka does not happen. So even for this Viveka of what is Shashvata, which I should hold on to, and what is Ashashvata, which I should give up, even for this Viveka, Satsang is necessary. That is what he is trying to say here. Bara nishchayo Shashvatacha karava. Mane dasa sandeha to visarava. Ghadi ne ghadi sarthakachi. You put every single moment of your life for liberation. Don't say that, oh Vedji, I have divided my day. Morning I do little sadhana, I get up and I do japa. Then afternoon I watch one class or whatever video is there. And at night before sleeping I read 2 pages. Very good. This is very good. What do you do other times? No, other times is just time pass. No. In other times, whatever else you do, you take care of your family, you go for job, you go for, cooking, you do whatever. Remember that for all that also, focus should remain on realization. It is not, spirituality is not a part-time job. That morning I did puja, over. No. My puja continues rest of the day when I am doing different things. When I am going and talking to people, when I am traveling, when I am standing in queue, when I am eating, when I am taking bath, every single moment of my life should become sadhana. Then only realization will come. It's not a part-time job where, morning 1 hour, afternoon 1 hour, night 1 hour. It won't happen by that. I'm not saying these things are wrong. No, these things should be there because they will keep you. But I am saying all other things also understand that they all are part of realization. They all are part of steps. Taking care of children, teaching children, making them understand. Everything part of my duty, everything is part of my path towards realization, right? So ghadi ne ghadi sarthakachi karave. Somebody once went and asked Gurudev, how long should I meditate? You keep talking about meditation, how long should I meditate? Gurudev said 24/7. You see, 24/7 you can't meditate. That's the point. Meditation is not just you sit quietly with eyes closed. No, everything should become meditation. That's the whole point. That is the whole point. One who does this is called as saint. Next verse 168. Kari vritti jo santato sant jana, durasha gune jo navhe dainyavana, upadhi dehe buddhite vadhavite, pari sajjana ke vibadhu shakete. Jai Jai Raghuveer Samartha. Kari vritti jo santa, to santa jana. There are two times santa is coming, but both have different meaning. First santa is in the meaning of divinizing. Vritti santa karne. Make every single vritti, thought of the mind, divine thought. Every single thought of our mind should become divine thought. How will it become? When we surrender our mind to Bhagavan, when we surrender our mind to that Brahman, when we are focused on the inquiry, then what will happen? Every single thought arising, even the thought arises that I am hungry, that thought also will become divinized. Divinizing the mind, most important aspect of our spiritual life. Tanme manas shiva sankalpamastu. May my mind always have auspicious thoughts. Which means what? My mind can never have all thoughts which are auspicious. Every single thought that arises should become auspicious. Because it has arose in my mind. Why? Because my mind is at the feet of Bhagavan. What thought will arise? We don't know. But whatever thought arises, because I have surrendered to Him, that thought will become divinized. Thought comes, I should go out. Doesn't matter. Very good. Divinize it. Think that when you are going for walking, when you are going out, you are doing pradakshina of Bhagavan's temple. Actually also you can walk around Bhagavan's temple as walking. I tell you, our ancestors had done everything so well, thoughtful, etc. No, we have gone so away and we don't understand. All our ancient temples were big temples. Yes or no? Big temples. So to do pradakshina of that big temple itself used to be their morning walk. The only difference was they were not calling it as morning walk. Now what do? When we go to temple, we don't want to walk. We want car to reach as much close as possible to the temple. But then, using that same car, we will go into Joggers Park for walking. You see how they divinized every single action? All our, olden days, these women who will cook, all throughout cooking, they will be singing something, they will be chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, they will be doing something. Yes or no? Even many of you must be having this habit. As you start cooking, Om Vishwam Vishnu Vashatkaro, Vyat Bhota Bhave Bhavat Prabhu, you start. Why? Divinize every single action. You have to do your duty. Nobody is stopping. Nobody can do it for you. But you can divinize every single action that you are doing. And also very important, don't tell other people to divinize. You do it. Vedanta is not for teaching. Vedanta is for our own application. Don't say that, Vedji, my children know, I am going to tell them to divinize. Don't open your mouth and say all these things. This is not their age to understand this thing. You do it. They will observe and they will start doing. Knowingly, unknowingly, they will start doing. You do. You divinize your mind. Kari, vritti jo sant, one who does like this, one who turns every single thought to a noble thought, to santa jana. Such a person should be understood as a saint. Why? Durasha gune jo nave dainyavana. He has no durasha, no durguna, nothing is there for him. Dainyavana nave, and he never is in miserable state. We may sometimes feel, bichare, pavam people. No pavam, saints are never pavam. Saints are the only people who are not pavam. Why? Because they are never in that situation. They are always in nandati eva. They are reveling in that supreme Brahman. They are reveling in the Bhagavan of their heart. Where? Pavam people are we, who are foolishly roaming around, trying to find something, some objects that will give us joy, and some people which will be with us for some time. Miserable people are we. They are always in bliss. Even when we see them suffering, because their body is ill, even at that time, they are always in bliss. Why? Because every single thought they have divinized. That is something amazing. Those are saints. I always remember whenever Pujya Guruji had to go through any operation or anything, so 7 days, 8 days, he will not meet anybody and he will be in his room. When he will come out, he will have some, 5, 6, 7 compositions that he has made during that time. When we were studying in Sandipani, we didn't even know Guruji is in the ashram because they had kept it secret because he was supposed to take rest. He came from hospital, he was resting, and then after 7 days he came one day and they said, we will have satsang, 6, 7 compositions. Then I asked Guruji, when did you make? He said, no, last 6 days. When they told me not to meet anybody, what I am supposed to do? I am sitting, I am sleeping there, what to do? Compositions. Worshipping Bhagavan. Different thoughts on Vedanta. Why? Because they are never in miserable state. In so-called miserable state which we think is very bad, in that also they are reveling in something else. Why? Because every single thought of their mind they have made into a divine thought. They are real saints. Please remember, any saint who says I am a saint is not a saint. Why? Because saint doesn't have to say that he is a saint. Why will he waste his time in telling that I am a saint? But real saint is the one, here a definition is giving. Kari vritti jo santa to santa jana. One who has divinized every single thought of his mind is the saint. Why he is called saint? Why he is revered? Why he is respected? Upadhi dehe buddhite vadavite pari sajjana ke vibandhu jayate. Upadhi, this identification that we have, it only grows. Dehe buddhite vadavite, it only goes on expanding. We just now saw 2 verses before, isn't it? I feel that this body is me. Then whatever is connected to body, I start feeling that it is mine, and it is expanding. When this kind of identification expands for us, pari sajjana ke vibandhu shakete, but it cannot bind a sajjana person, a saint. Why? Because his thoughts of mind are towards Bhagavan. Which, I actually want to do all this spiritual life, etc. But my family doesn't allow. No, I don't understand this concept also where family doesn't allow. How family will know what are you thinking? How can anybody stop you from what you are thinking? No, but they don't send me anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere to be on spiritual path. They can lock the door, but they can't lock your mind. If they lock the door, stay inside the house and think of Bhagavan. Who has stopped? Never we can complain that this person is not allowing, that person is not allowing. If I do like this, what will that person think? Let them think whatever they want to think. मुझे है काम ईश्वर से, जगत रूठे तो रूठने दे. My work is with Bhagavan. If in the process the whole world gets against me and goes back, so what? We can't give any reason for not being spiritual. Why? Because spirituality is not in action. Every single action can be spiritual. No, nobody is stopping you from taking bath and cooking and eating. Correct? Those actions also can be divinized. You are sitting, you are just not doing anything. What are you doing in mind? Nobody can tell you. Nobody can tell you what to do. So we can't blame it on people saying that I am not on spiritual path because of this, because of that, because I have so much work. Very good. You have more work means less time for the mind to wander into unnecessary things. Very good. Keep mind busy. Very good. You have more work. That's the best thing. That's the best way to practice spirituality. Never give any reason to yourself for not being spiritual, for not able to do sadhana. Divinize every single thought, every single action. Even mundane action which you do daily, that also you divinize. Such a person is a real saint. Now when you approach such a saint, what should you speak to them? That is also important or no? You meet some saints, you go there and ask them some stupid questions. So Samarth Ramdas Swami says, let me tell you what you should ask when you meet saints. What is that? Next verse. Nase anta ananta santa pusava ahankara vistara hani rasava gune veena nirguna to athvava dehe buddhisa athavu nathvava jai jai Raghuvir Samartha. He says, Nase anta, that which has no end, ananta, that which is infinite, santa pusava. Pusne in Marathi is very interesting verb. Generally pusne means to wipe, but in old Marathi pusne means to ask. You should ask. What are you wiping by asking? You are wiping your ignorance, therefore you are asking. Therefore pusne, same verb for both. You are wiping your ignorance. What you should ask Santa, what you should ask saints, you ask about that infinite, that Brahman, that supreme reality. Nase anta, which has no end. Ask about that. Once I was with one Swamiji, and Swamiji was telling one story that Swamiji had gone to some place, some Tirtha Kshetra, and in that Tirtha Kshetra he had heard that there is one great saint staying there. So he went on asking people where he stays, and he found out that okay, he stays there. And when he went there, there was one sadhu, one sannyasi who was throwing stones at people. When people are coming close, he is throwing stones at them. So Swamiji didn't understand what is happening, and the people were, they tried to go, but then he started throwing stones, so they all turned. When they all went, after some time Swamiji went and slowly went near this other sadhu who was throwing stones. And he did not have, what do you say, that much confidence was not there to say anything, because you never know what will happen. After some time, that sadhu only asked, son, from where are you? Then he said, I am from this place. Good. And he continued his things. Then after some time, Swamiji got a little bit of confidence and he said, I have heard that there is one saint here by this name. Are you that saint? He said, yes, that is my name, yes. And he continued. Now, Swamiji was thinking, why is this person throwing stones at people? So, after some conversation, because he was also sannyasi, that person also was sannyasi, after some conversation, he got the courage to ask, why were you throwing stones at them? He said, all nonsense questions. When they come, they will ask all nonsense questions. They are here in such a wonderful place, which is so auspicious. Mind should become quiet. They should ask about Brahman. They should ask about how to intensify devotion. What questions are they asking? My husband is like this, my wife is like this, my mother-in-law does not listen, my daughter-in-law does not do. I have got tension, how to get rid of tension. What tension? Swamiji, what is your name? How long? What is your age? Why are you wasting your time in asking such questions to saints? When you approach saints, one thing best you can do is don't open your mouth. Just sit. That is even better. Why? Because then whatever will come out of their mouth will be like, you can't even say it is like gold. Gold is nothing in front of words of saints. But if at all you feel like asking, ask about that Supreme Brahman. Ahankara vistaraha nirasava. Stop expanding this ego and attachment and I and my. Stop all that. Gune veena nirguna to athavava. That nirguna parabrahma which is without any guna, without any quality, without any attribute. Remember that. Dehe buddhicha athavu na athavava. This deha buddhi, there's so many things associated with this body. Even if it comes to mind, get it out. Don't think about it. In every single Shastra, in Vedanta Shastra, for example, when Bhashyakara Shankaracharya is writing Vivekachudamani, he tells the questions which should be asked to the teacher. Isn't it? Why? Because he knows students won't even know what questions to ask when they approach. So he gives 7 questions. Ko nama bandha, katam esha agatah, katam pratisthasya, katam vimoksha. Ko savanatma, paramah ka atma, tayor vivekah katam etaducchatam. What is bondage? How has it come? How is it sustaining? How will it go? What is the self? What is the not self? How to distinguish? Ask such questions. And when such questions are asked, the teacher becomes so happy. So happy. He says, what a brilliant question. What correct thing you have asked. Right? When we meet saints, this is what we must ask. Now, okay. I asked. Then what? Then I must listen to them and practice what they are telling. Next verse, verse number 170. Dehe buddhihe jnana bodhe tyajavi viveke taye vastuchi bheti ghyavi tadakarahe vritti nahi swabhave manoni sada techi shodhi tajave. Jai Jai Raghuvir Samartha. You asked right questions, then you listen to the answer. Dehe buddhihe jnana bodhe teja, and start to practice. How to practice? Jnana bodhe. By self-knowledge. Jnana bodhe here means self-knowledge. By self-knowledge, dehe buddhi tyajavi. Give up the notion of I in the body. So through discrimination, viveke. Next word. Viveke taye vastuchi bheti gyavi. Through discrimination, become one with that. Meet that Brahman. First thing what you should do, right now you have thought I am this body. Change that thought into I am Brahman, I am that self. That which has nirguna, no attributes, nirakara, no form, that I am. Viveke, and with discrimination, try to keep in touch with that supreme reality. Tadakara he vritti nahi swabhave. Don't think that mind will automatically go towards Brahman. Mind will not. Tadakara vritti nahi swabhave. That is not its nature. What is the nature of the mind? The nature of the mind is go towards the world of objects. Upanishad says, Kathopanishad says, Paranchi khani vyatranat swayambhu. Tasmat parang pashyati na antaratman. He says Brahmaji made indriyas and mind such a way that they are focused outside. Paranchi khani. And therefore, tasmat parang pashyati. Therefore they see outside. Na antaratman. They will not naturally turn within. What you should do? Sada techi shodhi. You have to put efforts to turn the mind inward. Kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshat avritta chakshu amritatvam icchan. Some rare person is there who does avritta chakshu. Avritta chakshu means starts to turn within. Mind naturally will not go. Don't expect that now I have got Santa Sangha and now I have started listening to this Vedanta, I am listening to Manache Shlok, therefore automatically mind will start to have good thoughts. No, mind will not have. It is by efforts we will have to do it. Nahi swabhave, that is not its nature. So tadakara he vritti nahi swabhave. Mind automatically will not go to that Brahman. We have to put efforts to get it. To get that mind aligned, to get that mind on track, to get that mind to go towards Brahman. Manoni sada techi shodhita jave. Therefore, again and again, keep on searching for it, keep on seeking it, keep on going for it. It will not happen once or twice. That now, now I have divinized my mind. No, no, no. Never say like that. You never know what will be the next thought. Put efforts, keep your mind there for that satsanga. Okay, that is the point that he is telling. Now, from this verse onwards, he is going to focus on this discrimination. He says, Viveke, Viveketa ye vastuchi betika. He says, Viveka word is there, no? See, through Viveka, go forward and do manana. And through manana, you realize. This is what he is going to explain, which we will continue in the next session. Okay, we are eternally grateful to such great saints. If not for their wisdom, where we will be? We will be roaming, searching for peace, not knowing it is right there within us. Such great saints, Samarth Ramdas Swami, Bhagavan Shankaracharya, Pujya Gurudev, thanks to them that we got this knowledge. See how compassionate they must be that they are telling us to go and approach Santa, saints. They are also telling what to ask to the saints. They are also telling what to do after you ask, after you listen. What every step they are telling. What compassion there must be. Eternally grateful. All right, we will conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.